Greetings everyone, Charlie here. I'm back for another review. Today we are going to be discussing another one of my favorite bands that I've already done 2 reviews on. I reviewed a few months ago Master of Reality and Volume 4. Of course, I'm talking about Black Sabbath, legendary British heavy metal band who most people call the original heavy metal band. And I certainly do call them that. Easily one of my favorite bands, and today we're going to look at another album of theirs. We are going to be reviewing Heaven and Hell. So I've done a couple of albums from the original Ozzy Osbourne era, and today we are going to look at one from the Ronnie James Dio era, just to mix things up a little bit, and give highlights on all the eras of Black Sabbath. Certainly going to explore a lot of it throughout next year, so that's going to be great. So Heaven and Hell. I just thought I'd put it out there with Black Sabbath. I'm really familiar with all the Ozzy era stuff and the Ronnie James Dio stuff. I've heard all the albums of theirs except for Cross Purposes and Forbidden, and the Heaven and Hell album, The Devil You Know, from 2009, which effectively is a Black Sabbath album. So definitely going to do a lot more of that so we can, shine lights on all 19 or 20 Black Sabbath albums, if you're going to include the Heaven and Hell album, which I would. But now that today we are focusing on Heaven and Hell. So, Heaven and Hell came out in 1980. This is Black Sabbath's 9th overall studio album for the lineup. And if you see me looking down here, I've got my notes that I've prepared for this review, give some background information, go through all the tracks, and then list my overall thoughts at the end. So, for the lineup, we've got Bill Ward on drums, Geezer Butler on bass, Ronnie James Dio on vocals, and of course Tony Iommi on guitar, laying down lots of great riffs. This is Ronnie James Dio's first album and was considered quite a comeback for Black Sabbath because obviously they were all messed up on drugs, which had a positive effect on the 2 Ozzy era albums I reviewed, Master of Reality and Volume 4, but then it ultimately caused them to self-destruct, really, with the disappointing albums Technical Ecstasy and Never Say Die. So obviously Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne parted ways. Ronnie James Dio is brought in from Rainbow. Yeah, and we kind of get a change in lyrical themes and sound a little bit. It's kind of less doomy and boozy and stonery. It's a lot more up tempo and fast stuff, and the songs aren't about drugs and the devil and darkness and war and all that thing. We get stuff like fantasy and magic and dungeons and dragons and wizards and rainbows and all sorts of things, which is really awesome. Really cool themes explored throughout this album, and so yeah, let's get started. Opening the album, we've got a song called Neon Nights. Really awesome, fast one. I love that fast opening riff. I think it's a great way for Ronnie James Dio to announce himself. It's Black Sabbath announcing their new lineup with a killer album opener and really kind of kickstarting their career again. I also love Tony Iommi's guitar solo. I know riffs and solos was something we explored a lot on the Firepower review that I posted yesterday. Do go and check that out. I reviewed Judas Priest Firepower, and one of the things we noticed was a lot of really killer riffs. And this album has a lot of that stuff as well, and it has even better guitar solos than Firepower. So yeah, Neon Nights, really great album opener. Track 2, we get one of my favorite songs on the album, certainly, Children of the Sea. I absolutely love that acoustic riff that opens the song. That is really great. Ronnie James Dio kind of singing that light tone of voice for kind of like a quiet album opener with then, and then the main riff kicks in, which is really awesome. I love the verses and choruses, which is great. I love Ronnie James Dio's vocals on it. This album's not as chorusy, if that's a word, as Firepower. I know on Firepower I talked in great detail about how much I love so many of those choruses. This album, not so much about the choruses. This is really about the vocals and the guitar work and the rhythm section and the lyrics, but absolutely amazing. So, we got a great guitar solo from Tony Iommi in the middle. I absolutely love the background kind of choir. That was another thing we discussed on Firepower with it's in songs like Necromancer and I think and Trader's Gate as well. So Children of the Sea from Heaven and Hell has got a really great background choir during the guitar solo, and I absolutely love the last verse with the acoustic riff and drums. That wonderful acoustic riff is just fantastic. So yes, track 2, Children of the Sea. Track 3 is called Lady Evil. It opens with a really cool drum and bass riff from Bill Ward and Geezer Butler. Something that just popped into my head. It's kind of like Looking for Today from Bloody Sabbath, 1973, with like the drum and bass riff, and then the guitar riff kicks in, and it's kind of an anthemic song, and less of a serious, like fast-paced or slow and doomy song. It's kind of mid-tempo, up-tempo, anthemic, which I really like. A lot of great solos from Tony Iommi. This song has one of the best choruses on the album. So yeah, and I love the guitar work throughout it, like I said before. So yes, track 3, really great anthemic song, Lady Evil. Now we're getting into some really awesome epic stuff. We've got the Heaven and Hell title track. It's one of Black Sabbath's most well-known songs. It's probably the most well-known song from the Ronnie James Dio era because it is the title track to this album, which was a massive album for them. So Heaven and Hell title track. One of the most epic songs ever. It's longest song of the album, that just under 7 minutes. I love that opening riff. The verses have a cool bass line, dun, 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 kind of thing, which I really like. Verse is great, and I love and it's got this real mystical atmosphere that I absolutely love. It adds to the epic quality of the song, if you know what I'm saying. So well, I got a lot of stuff. Ronnie James Dio's vocal performance on the song is fantastic. So yeah, kind of dark and mystical, like I said before. Some really great guitar solo from Tony Iommi in the middle. I absolutely love it. And then it breaks into the really fast section, which is really good. I love the lyrics to this song. I talked a bit about the lyrical themes of this album. This is about the contrast between good and evil, and thus heaven and hell. Some of the lyrics like the moon is just the sun at night, and the opening line, sing me a song, you're a singer, do me a wrong, you're a bringer of evil. That's really great lyrics and verses and choruses and riffs and solos all around. So well, it's a masterpiece of a song. And also an acoustic outro is another thing I put out there. So now getting into the second half of the album, we've got another kind of upbeat one, upbeat and fast song. It's Wishing Well. I've noted down here, up tempo hard rocker, really great. It's a good anthem. Lyrics about making wishes and dreams come true. Thus, wishing well. You know, when you throw a coin in the well and you make a wish, that type of thing. And I absolutely love Tony Iommi's guitar solo. I mean, most of the songs on this album have amazing Tony Iommi guitar solos, which is great. So yeah, track 6 got another one of the big songs from this album that a lot of people would rate really highly. it is, of course, Die Young. So yeah, I love that kind of cool keyboard opening with Tony Iommi's guitar, and then the really fast riff kicks in. Verses are awesome. You've got it kind of complex, after the first verse, it kind of breaks into like the quiet and slow section with the piano and Ronnie James Dio singing, which is kind of called mystical, and then it builds up again into a really fast riff. Dio sounds great on the song, and I absolutely love another great Tony Iommi guitar solo. A shout out to one of my favorite YouTubers, Bryce Talks Metal. I think he named this as his favorite Black Sabbath song. This is his favorite Sabbath album. So yeah, do go and check that out. So Die Young, Bryce Talks Metal's favorite Black Sabbath song, and it's an amazing song. Track 7, we've got the pop. Walk Away is the poppiest song on the album. It's another kind of semi-anthemic one, kind of poppy and kind of relaxed at times. Kind of relaxed, but it's not quite. It's yeah, kind of an 80s song. Reminds me a bit. Very polished album. I will put it out there. Martin Birch's production on it is great. I will throw it out there. Rest in peace, Martin Birch. He sadly passed away earlier this year. Responsible for so many great things, many fantastic Sabbath albums, and some other amazing albums, such as The Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden, and all those Iron Maiden albums throughout 1980 to 1992, which is fantastic. So yeah, rest in peace, Martin Birch. So I digress. So I love the main riff to Walk Away. RJD's vocal on it is fantastic. Great chorus is great, kind of polished. Sing along, yeah, it's a sing along song. So yeah, really good song, and more lyrics. Well, the lyrics are kind of lovey dovey, not so much the Dungeons and Dragons and epicness of the rest of it. It's interacting with a kind of foolish girl. Walk away, she's looking to love you. You see behind her eyes, it's the way to hide a child. Those are a few lyrics if I remember. So yeah, walk away. And the last song on the album, we've got Lonely is the Word. Probably the slowest song on the album, kind of a slow and emotional bluesy number. I really love the guitar tone and main riff combined with the drumming. It sounds really great, really good. Which I really like. Love Tony Iommi's guitar tone on it. It's really unique stuff. Got a really huge chorus, which is great, and with Ronnie James hitting more high notes. And then, of course, at the end, we get Tony Iommi's absolutely fantastic song length guitar solo. So all around, just amazing song. A shout out to Martin Popoff. I watched a Guitar Hack episode. When they talk, when Guitar Hack invited Pete from Sea of Tranquility and Martin Popoff on to name their top 10 favorite Black Sabbath albums. And when Martin was talking about Heaven and Hell, he said he doesn't like Lonely is the Word. And he doesn't like Walk Away either. I commented that Walk Away is a great song, but that's Martin's opinion, and that's okay. Whether you like these songs or not, it's based on your opinion, and that is all good. Nothing bad about that. The whole point is to talk about this album and the songs I love. So yeah, I absolutely love Lonely is the Word, especially Tony Iommi's song length guitar solo at the end. So that's all the songs we've gotten to. So what do I like about this album? Pretty much everything. The musicianship is fantastic. Martin Birch's production is great. Love the real polished sound of it. Really great atmosphere to it. Pretty much all the songs are great, and really awesome comeback with a new singer that I think really kickstarted Sabbath's career again throughout the 80s. I think some of Tony Iommi's best guitar work is on this album. Those two, Master of Reality and Volume 4, both have fantastic guitar work as well, but I think this one, the solos are even better. and the rest of the songs were even better. So absolutely amazing. Ronnie sounds great. Of course, rest in peace, Ronnie James Dio. He passed away back in 2010. What do I not like about this album? There is nothing I don't like about this album at all. I would give this album a perfect 10 out of 10. I think none of these songs are bad at all. No bad moments on this entire album. One of my top 5 favorite songs. Top 5 would be title track, Children of the Sea, Neon Nights, Die Young, and Lonely is the Word. But like I said, you cannot go wrong with it because it is a perfect album, 10 out of 10. I gave Master of Reality a 10 out of 10 as well, so those two would easily be top 3 Black Sabbath albums for me. Won't give too much away on that, but yeah, so that is my review on Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. Thank you so much for watching. It's been great being with you guys. Great to talk about some Black Sabbath and talk about some Ronnie James Dio era stuff, because that stuff is really great as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you all later. Tomorrow or within the next couple of days. It's a list that I've been working on this afternoon. We are going to do a top 15 songs of Diamond Head, just to kind of break it up. Obviously, I did an album ranking of theirs. So I'm going to talk about my top 15 favorite Diamond Head songs. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.